Luka Doncic just made the move LeBron never did, taking full control of the Lakers. A new superstar era has arrived in LA, but the biggest weakness on this roster could expose them all season.
To the NBA, as Luka Doncic attempts to fill the leadership void that LeBron left in LA. Luka's first big move, a 4-day team minicamp in his native Slovenia, slated for August, all on Luka's dime. The Lakers added a bevy of new players this offseason. Tone, does this minicamp make you more bullish on their upcoming season?
My short answer is no, because they don't have LeBron James anymore. Perhaps you read about that he's not there anymore. And I don't think anybody collectively that they have brought in can actually balance that out. I don't. What I think the subtext here is the Lakers are saying LeBron is now gone. This is Luka's team. All right, so we're going to have this Luka's European summer adventure. We're all going to go to Slovenia. We're going to play a little bit of golf. We're going to do a little bit of tourism. We're going to eat some good food. Luka's going to spring for all the money here. We're going to have a fabulous bonding experience. And it's Luka. It's not LeBron. We're going to have a new day and a new team. Who wants some Slovenian sausages? Now, to answer the question directly, I mean, maybe the players will be happier this year. Maybe they will be closer this year. LeBron won't be there to berate them if he ever berated them. It's Luka's deal right now, but to the answer to it, does it make me more bullish on him? No, it does not.
Yeah, no, Tony, it doesn't. Because when they tip it off at 7:30 or whatever night in October they tip it off, who's going to play defense on that team? It ain't going to be Luka and it ain't going to be Austin Reeves, and that's where we start with the Lakers. Now, yeah, the big boy they just got from Utah, he's a nice defensive player. He can rebound, but the Lakers are not a threat to me, not a threat to OKC, not a threat to San Antonio. No. And that's where you start with the Western Conference. Even though Minnesota to me is worse, even though Houston is not as good, even though teams in the West other than San Antonio and OKC have taken a dive. I agree with everything you said, so I'm going to go to a quick story about Luka and the Lakers. So Luka's playing for Dallas early in his career, very early. And at one point, somebody sitting behind Luka on the front row, a trillionaire's row in then Staples Center, starts to speak Slovenian to Luka, talk a little trash. Luka's irritated. He turns around, and talking trash to him in Slovenian is Kobe Bean Bryant. How
really?
great is that, right?
That's
Kobe,
great.
who spoke like 5 languages anyway, had decided before the game, let me do a little something to Luka. One of the trillion reasons that the league and the world and we all miss Kobe Bean Bryant. But, Luka needs to do this, Tony. I think it's a smart thing. Build the bonding out. Even if you can't defend, you can be close.
Bonding.
The Los Angeles Lakers are no longer LeBron James' team. That reality has finally arrived. For years, the Lakers existed under the enormous shadow of one of the greatest players basketball has ever seen. Every possession, every decision, every championship expectation carried the weight of LeBron James. But now, that chapter is closed. And standing in the middle of the storm is Luka Doncic. The Lakers did not just acquire a superstar. They handed him the keys to one of the most famous franchises in sports history. And Luka's first major statement as the new face of Los Angeles was not a massive scoring performance. It was something much bigger: leadership. According to reports, Luka is organizing a 4-day team minicamp in his home country of Slovenia this August, completely funded by Luka himself. A trip designed for more than basketball. A chance for teammates to bond, to build trust, to create chemistry, to send one undeniable message. This is Luka's team now. Not LeBron's. Not anyone else's. Luka's. The Lakers are entering a completely different identity. A European superstar taking control of an American basketball empire. But here is the uncomfortable question. But what is the uncomfortable question? Is leadership enough? Because replacing LeBron James is not just about replacing points. It is replacing experience. Replacing a voice. Replacing the player who controlled the pressure of Los Angeles. And that might be the impossible challenge waiting for Luka. Because while Luka is trying to build a new Lakers culture, critics believe there is one massive weakness that could expose this entire roster once the season begins.
And it has nothing to do with offense. The Lakers can organize minicamps.
They can build chemistry. They can create the strongest locker room connection possible. But when the lights turn on in October, basketball becomes brutally simple. Who is going to stop anybody? That is the concern. Because as impressive as Luka Doncic is offensively, defense remains the biggest question surrounding this Lakers roster. And according to analysts, that is the reason they are still not viewed as a true championship threat. The argument is simple. Luka is not known as an elite perimeter defender. Austin Reeves is not a defensive stopper. And outside of a few role players, the Lakers still lack the kind of defensive identity that championship teams usually have. The Western Conference does not forgive weaknesses. Oklahoma City is young, athletic, and hungry. San Antonio is rising behind one of the league's most exciting young cores. Even teams that have taken steps backward are dangerous. Minnesota remains physical. Houston remains aggressive. The margin for error is almost non-existent. The Lakers may have one of the most talented offensive duos in basketball. But championships are not won by scoring 125 points every night. Eventually, someone has to get a stop. And that is where the biggest fear begins. Can Luka carry the offensive burden while also leading a defense that has struggled to find consistency? Because if the answer is no, the Lakers could become one of the most entertaining teams in the NBA, but not one of the most dangerous. However, there is another side of this story. Because Luka's leadership move is not just about basketball strategy. It is about building something LeBron never had the chance to create in Los Angeles. There is a reason Luka's Slovenia minicamp feels different. Because this is not just a team trip. It represents something deeper. Ownership. Connection. A superstar trying to create his own basketball culture. And there is a legendary Kobe Bryant story that perfectly explains why Luka's personality matters. Early in Luka's NBA career, while he was playing for the Dallas Mavericks at Staples Center, someone sitting courtside started speaking Slovenian to him. The person was joking, talking trash, trying to get inside Luka's head. Luka turned around and answered back. The person doing it? Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest competitors basketball has ever seen. Kobe reportedly spoke multiple languages and decided to surprise Luka before the game. That moment showed something special. Kobe understood Luka. He understood that great players are not just built through statistics. They are built through personality, through confidence, through identity. And that is exactly what Luka is trying to create in Los Angeles. A team that is connected. A team that trusts each other. A team willing to fight together. Because even if you are not the most athletic team, even if you are not the strongest defensive team, chemistry can still become a weapon. The Warriors proved it. The Spurs proved it. Championship teams are often built on something impossible to measure. Belief. And Luka is trying to create that before the season even starts. But there is another major piece that could completely change the Lakers' championship chances. A familiar name. A former champion. A player who knows exactly what pressure in the NBA feels like. Klay Thompson. And if Luka truly wants to build a championship team in Los Angeles, adding another proven superstar voice might be the missing piece. Klay Thompson's future in Dallas has become one of the biggest questions surrounding the Mavericks. And now, a shocking possibility has emerged. A return to Los Angeles. Klay grew up in the area. He still owns a home there. And with LeBron James no longer wearing purple and gold, the situation has completely changed.
Remember, Klay went to Dallas because of Luka. He wanted to play alongside one of the most gifted offensive players in basketball. But the idea of joining the Lakers alongside Luka? That is a completely different conversation. Because this version of Klay does not need to be the old Klay Thompson. He does not need to average 25 points. He does not need to become the player who once destroyed opponents with 4 3-pointers in a quarter. The Lakers would need something much simpler. Shooting, spacing, experience, leadership. And even during what many considered a disappointing season, Klay still showed why he remains valuable. He averaged 11.7 points per game, shot 38.3% from three-point range, attempted 7.6 three-pointers per game, played 69 games. And remember, that was considered his worst shooting season of his career. For most NBA players, those numbers would be impressive. For Klay Thompson, people called it a decline. That shows just how high the standard has always been. The Lakers do not need the 2016 version of Klay. They need the 2025 version. A player who can stand in the corner, punish defenders, make opponents pay for helping on Luka, and bring championship experience into a locker room entering a new era. A player who understands pressure. A player who understands winning. A player who knows what it takes. And that could be exactly what Luka needs. But the biggest question remains, even with Luka, even with possible additions like Klay Thompson, can this Lakers team actually survive the brutal Western Conference? The Lakers are entering a dangerous new era. Because expectations in Los Angeles are different. Nobody celebrates being competitive. Nobody celebrates making the playoffs. The Lakers are judged by championships. That pressure now belongs to Luka Doncic. He has the talent. He has the confidence. He has already proven he can carry an offense. But carrying the Lakers is different. LeBron James spent years absorbing the criticism, taking the pressure, answering every question. Now that responsibility belongs to Luka. The Slovenia minicamp is a powerful first step. It shows maturity. It shows leadership. It shows Luka understands that being the face of the Lakers is about more than scoring. But the way can turn the Lakers back into contenders. Because in Los Angeles, being the next superstar is not enough. You have to win.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.